Hello, my beautiful Libra people. How are you doing? I see there's some people already in the room here already got notified. It does that. I think it starts sending out the notifications as soon as I snap the picture. Anyway, though, it's time for your January bonus, Libra people. Information on scheduling personal readings, Skype readings, all that good stuff, full readings, mini readings, everything that I have available. Look for all that stuff in the description of the video. Howdy doody, y'all. What's happening? Howdy doody. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media if you want some behind the cards antics. There's also a secondary YouTube channel you can follow for that as well. The reason I do bonus readings, people, is because I like to try to get details that I missed in the main monthly reading. That's my goal. Doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes it repeats the same story. Sometimes it tells the same story from a different perspective. Sometimes it tells a different story altogether. Excuse me. Anyway, though, I don't know which deck to start with. I'm trying to see which one feels right, and I can't quite feel it yet. Libra. What else can we tell my Libras? Universe for January. It's not that one. Must be this one. What else can we tell my Libras? Universe for January. What else can we tell my Libras for January? Boom, the Seven of Pentacles reversed. All right. So it looks like you put a lot of time and effort into this, whatever it was. Now you're starting to rethink it. I don't know. Maybe it's time to abandon ship. Maybe I'm wasting my time. Maybe I don't really see any resolution to anything that's been going on. Not really. Maybe I'll just turn around and walk away from this. What else can we tell my Libra universe? Ooh, one more shuffle. What else can we tell my Libras? Do 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 do. Two of Cups reversed. Oh, overall. Could be dealing with a Cancer. But either way, I kind of feel like no forward movement's happening here at all. You don't really trust the process, Libra. Something about this, it doesn't feel quite right. So, yeah, it looks like somebody's making a decision to walk away from this. Here's the thing, though. What do we talk about? What do we talk about? Okay? Emotional codependence. Somebody here is dependent on this situation to provide them with some sort of emotional something. Okay? And y'all might get sick of hearing me preach this, but I don't give a damn. It's going to stick in your head, and one of these days it could save your damn life, possibly. But yes, we will really, really quickly and emphatically speak about how money does not buy your happiness. Oh, it's kind of common sense that drinking alcohol doesn't make your pain go away, but how come nobody likes to hammer on the fact that a relationship is not going to make you feel loved? Another person is not going to make your self-esteem, like, you know what I'm saying? That's another person. A relationship is not going to do that for you. It's not going to happen. Okay, when you build a relationship with that being the foundation, it's not a surefire way of guaranteeing it's going to crumble, but I've never seen it be successful. Have you? Anybody? I don't think we're watching me right now because this was successful, right? If this was successful, you wouldn't be watching me right now. So whoever this is, I don't care if it's the cross watcher or the Libra, it ain't gonna work. You can't turn to another person to do that for you. It's in here. It's in here. I know you've heard it a million times, and boy, I don't like it any more than you. It was a rough road for me too. It's a rough road for all of us, dude. All of us. But that's the journey we're all on. Okay? Could be dealing with a Pisces, but I don't really feel like it's I don't really feel like it's a secret how you feel about this. Like, you're not keeping it to yourself. You're telling it exactly how it is, exactly how you feel it. Speaking of Aries, Could be dealing with an Aries as well. With Aries being your opposite, you're very, very similar to Aries in many, many ways. Okay, opposites are actually more similar than they are different a lot of times. And yeah, it's not a secret. Okay, your opinion is heard. You make sure it's heard that we know what your opinion is, and we see how you feel about this. Okay, and actually, you know what? The thing about the way you feel about this so far, I'm going to pull more cards here a little bit later, is that I'm not really feeling it's quite as heavy and dense as it was in the past with any of your past situations. You know, it actually kind of feels just a little bit lighter, a little bit like, okay, again, we're here again. You know, like it may have been like when you experienced something like this in the past, it may have been something like heavy, but now it's just kind of like this again, huh? Okay, yeah, right. Derky, what time is it? Okay, this time again. All right. I do feel like you're dealing with somebody though who is a bit of a control freak, honestly. Okay, they like to have things. No, this has to be this way. This is the way it has to be, right? And as a result of that, you all don't work together as a very good team. Because when one person is saying no, this is the way it has to be, and there's no bending and flexing back and forth, you're wasting your time. And at the end of the day, there's not a genuine sense of happiness between the two of you. Not a genuine sense of happiness. Not genuinely. Not if you think you have to control it. Not if you're pointing fingers saying this is what you need to change. Then I am not grateful for who you are innately, right? JC, thank you for that super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Well, dang-a-lang-dang-dong. Let's look a little bit more at the person you are dealing with. And then we're going to look at new things coming in. But first, we're going to look at this person that you are dealing with. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you, thank you. Person, people, and or situations playing the biggest influence on my Libras. Bonus reading. Yes, I do. I gotta have background music, dude. Why does he always make all that fucking noise while he's shuffling? Because I don't like awkward silence. Come on now. Bear with me. Trying to get y'all the correct card. There it is. The High Priestess reversed. Damn. Alright. So the person that you are dealing with, hang on. Let's feel this out here. There it is. Alright. Boom, 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 boom. There you are. Here's the Libra card. All right. So the person you're dealing with, I kind of feel like. So what is the word? What's the word? It's like right on the tip of my tongue. You know that word where you're involved with somebody in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't care if it's a relationship. I don't care if it's a family relationship. I don't care what it is. But for whatever reason, you're tied to the person somehow, some way. You don't see eye to eye. You honestly really don't even like the person. Not really. Not genuinely. But for whatever fucking reason, you can't undo that karmic-like tie. You're tied to them, you know? That's what I'm seeing here. Five of Wands, Queen of Wands reversed. What is that all about? They don't want to abandon this situation. If you've already abandoned this, they do want to come out, you know, of the abandonment here. You know, I feel like they want to get back together with you, definitely. But they don't really they're not genuinely passionate about this. That's the thing. That's what I was feeling in the last spread there, you know? It's not a genuine sense of happiness. Have you ever noticed how we humans do this weird shit where we will become like addicted to a person that we don't even fucking like? Why do we spend all of our time on social media trying to prove things to people that we don't even like? We're trying to impress people that we can't fucking stand, you know? And then here we are in relationships hooked up with somebody that we really don't even like. We don't even like the person. But for whatever reason, we can't get the hell away from them. What's all that about? That's what I'm seeing here. They still have emotion for you, but they don't have any passion for you. They're not passionate about the situation, but they do have some sort of emotional tie. And I do feel like they want to come back together with you. They're ignoring their intuition about the situation, too. You feel me? You feel me? Oops, wrong deck. Well, okay, let's look at new things coming in. New things coming in. Well, timeline's moving forward. Hopefully there's new things coming in, old things coming back. What do we got moving forward for my Libras? Ooh. 8 of Pentacles. That's good, that's good. I think a lot of you, hang on. Can't speak on that yet. Not yet. That's one of them kind of cards that it's like, man, the ego brain just has to kick in and start saying, well, it could mean several different things. I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, let me pull the rest of the cards then. Damn ego. Shut up and let the intuition speak. It just had to kick in, though. So I think a lot of you, there's that 5 of Pentacles again. So I think a lot of you are probably going to choose to at least come out of abandonment, okay? And maybe, I think some of you are actually going to be focused more on upgrading your finances, to be 100% honest with you. Some of you could be dealing with an earth sign, okay? And it could be a new communication with an earth sign coming through. But overall, I don't really feel like communication is going to pick up very well between the two of you. 5 of Pentacles reversed again, though. Somebody's stalking, too. Somebody's keeping an eye silently watching, like stalking the Facebook page, the Instagram, all that good shit. And I do kind of feel like that communication may end up getting blocked later, but some kind of argument's probably going to happen between the two of you. Like I said, when there's no genuine sense of happiness between the two of you, eventually it's going to turn into a control match, right? Like, no, this is what you did. This is what you need to do. No, well, this wouldn't have happened if you didn't do that. Oh, yeah? Well, what about that time you did that? Oh, yeah? Well, you finger pointing. Bullshit. That's all, you know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, fucking sticks are swinging, man. Again, you all just aren't a very good team. Not really. Not really. So I don't really see this going anywhere. Ace of Wands reversed. Not really. Not really. It's kind of like a plane going down the runway, and it goes. It's just not really taking off. Not really. All right. Well. Okay. Things to watch out for moving forward, and advice. And then I might throw a freestyle spread in here. Maybe. We'll see how it feels. Things to watch out for and advice moving forward. No, let's do this deck. This deck. Things to watch out for and advice moving forward. Oh. What do we got here? Can you guess? Let's see. Ooh, the Devil card. Ooh, shit. All right. So, obviously, watch out for people who have addiction issues. That's kind of common sense. But let's talk about that. Let's rip that open and look at what all that covers, okay? Now, we ain't just talking about drugs and alcohol. That's the obvious shit. I'm talking about watch out for people who constantly turn to some sort of external means of satisfaction. What did we just talk about earlier? Relationships. Sex. Oh yeah, those are addictions too. Just like drugs and alcohol. It's vibrationally identical. If you are constantly bouncing from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, and you've never had a single day in your life, ever, I know some people like that. I know some people like that who have never spent a period single, okay? And you do it because you think it's going to alleviate your loneliness and fill this empty void in you, okay? That's vibrationally identical to going and sitting at the bar and getting drunk over a broken heart, okay? Watch out for people who turn to things out here and depend on them for satisfaction, for happiness. You know, chocolate, okay, junk food, gambling. Come on now. Need I go on? I don't think so. You know what I mean. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. There's that Seven of Pentacles reversed again. All right. Alrighty. Oh, let's see here. Where do I start? I guess Seven of Pentacles reversed there. Watch out for people. Or again, this even fits you too. If this is you, you might want to go in here and pay attention to this personality trait. Watch out for people or avoid putting in work and effort into something and then just turning around and walking away from it. It happens. There's a time and a place for it. I get it. But after a certain point, you got to take a step back and say, okay, something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. Either A, I have issues following through and committing to things, or B, I don't properly assess things before I get into them. Okay? So if it's warranted that I actually drop what I'm doing and abandon this project, why did I begin it to begin with? Why did I even start with this person or this situation? Why did I even get involved with them to begin with? Like, well, you know what I mean? Like, why am I constantly finding myself starting things that I'm not going to finish? Why is that? Why is that? Okay. Also, like we just talked about, watch out for people who codependence. And when I say codependence, I'm not just talking about emotional codependence. I'm talking about somebody who always has to have someone to lean on. Okay. Again, there's a time and a place for it. There's a time and a place for support. There's a time and a place for needing somebody to. But at the end of the day, the day and age that we're moving into, ladies and gentlemen, is a day and age of self-realization. Self-realization, okay? The spiritual path, I got news for you. The spiritual path is in here. All you're doing is getting to know thyself. Okay? So if you're constantly dependent on other people for other things, I don't care if it's a relationship or if it's just your best friend. Every single time something bad happens, you have to go lean on your best friend's shoulder, and it's supposed to make you feel all better. Wound buddies. How many of you all in there have ever had one of those? A wound buddy. A friend who the only reason you're friends is because what brought you two together? Law of attraction. Like attracts like. A low vibration. A traumatic experience. Okay, well, we both experienced the same trauma. Okay, well, trauma is a low vibration. That's a very low frequency. So that's what brought you two together. You all came together on this low vibration. Okay, what are the chances that if you start to raise vibration, that your best trauma buddy is going to raise vibration with you? It's very, very unlikely, because most people who come together like that, they like to use that as part of their identity. No, I identify with this trauma. I identify with this bad thing that happened to me because I use this as an excuse for who I am today. In my victimhood, I use all these bad things that have happened to me as justification for why I'm too lazy to actually put in work and effort and raise vibration and get up out of that. Careful, careful people. Careful people. Come on now. We're empowering folks here. We're not making excuses for people. We're empowering people. Anywho, watch out for people who are always in defense mode too. What are you always defensive for? There's a time and a place for everything, like I've said like 100 times. Why are you always in defense mode? Watch out for that. You talking about every time, dude, I'm trying to help you. Okay. Shh, I'm trying to help you. Why? What are you defending here? What are you defending? You know, like I run across that in my line of work all the time. People come to me, you know, for clarity on a certain issue or something like that, and then they get defensive. It's like, whoa, 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 I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. You know, like, why would you go to the teacher and start attacking them when you're coming to them for clarity? You know, watch out for people like that. Watch out. All right. Also, moving forward though, avoid drama. And when I say avoid drama, I'm talking about gossip. I'm talking about, just, what are you talking about? Oh, what happened here? Oh, I can't believe that bullshit. Oh, you believe what Becky said about Jimmy yesterday? And, blah, 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 and this happened, and that happened. Blah, 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 the drama, the fucking life-draining drama. You know, those types of people who have to have that in their life. Steer clear of them. It's going to do nothing but bring you down. Okay? But do not focus on past heartbreak. Remember that after a certain point, if you keep repeating the same emotional response over and over and over after a period of days, weeks, months, and years, you are the one doing it to yourself. We are all allowed that window of time to be hurt, to purge out negative emotions, to be upset, to be angry, whatever it is we got to do. Then once you purge all that out, allow yourself to get over it. Okay? Thank you for that super chat. I don't know, sunflower, thank you. Allow yourself the time to get over it, okay? After a certain point, you know you've all seen that person who grieves the loss of a loved one for 15, 20 years. It's like, come on now. You know, after a certain point, you're doing it to yourself. It's time you're allowed to get over it. So a lot of people feel guilty for getting over things. Like that makes you a bad person. Like my high vibration makes me a bad person because I don't feel sad. Watch out for that vibrational trap, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get rid of that. That's one of the biggest vibrational traps of this experience, of this life, of being a human on planet Earth, is that if you do not lower your vibration, you're a bad person. If you don't feel sadness and pain over something that has nothing to do with you, you're a bad person. You are not allowed to feel happy. You are not allowed to feel feelings of joy, or else you are a self-centered bad person. We got to get rid of that, y'all. We got to get rid of that. Okay, well, anyway, I feel like the messages that my Libra people needed to hear have come through. Hope that resonated for everybody. If it didn't, which it won't, check your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Remember, information on scheduling personal readings, which I got a bunch to do today, is all in the description of the video. Also, follow me on social media. That's in the description as well. Thank you all for tuning in and showing love with the likes and the comments and the super chats and all that good jazz. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'll see y'all sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Have a good one.